can also see that it's very shining, and just 5 minutes ago it was lightened up. And how splendid the lights are, we will have a look today. And let's go forward. This year is the year of the dog. Let's look at this direction. At the starting point is a very beautiful dog. A dog is waiting for the spring. We mentioned that today is the off year of China's Lunar New Year, and today also marks the opening ceremony of the Lantern Festival, and it will interact with 12 cities in total, and it's the largest Lantern Festival. And Zigong is called the City of Lantern. Today we specially invite the chief of this ancient city wall office, and he will join us to have a talk, have a conversation on the Lantern Festival. And at the launching ceremony of this year's Lantern Festival, we saw pianist Lang Lang and the famous writer Jia Pinghua. Be careful. Just now we saw the lovely dog, and now we are entering a new zone. So why is it special? We have the chief of this ancient city office. This lantern is called thousands of families lanterns, and it's combined. It has several groups of the light illuminations, and it's combined with various features like delicate features, and also the very happy features. So how many lanterns are hanging here? It's about 300 lanterns, because people really love it, so we keep adding new lanterns. I want to in particular mention that today's lantern is designed and made by people in Zigong. Their pupils and policemen and media staff, they made these lanterns by themselves, and they hang the lanterns here. This just can date back to our childhood, and some people write the greetings on these lanterns, and you see the papers are colorful, and it's very beautiful. This one is very environmental friendly because it's made of the one-off plastic cups, and it's disposable. And many people write calligraph characters on the lanterns. You see, there is happiness and auspicious character. This is the tradition of Chinese Lunar New Year. Let's go forward. Can you introduce to us why the lantern in Zigong is called the lantern under heaven? Because we have adjusted the lanterns since the 70th generation, and we made the very unique techniques in making these lanterns. Back then, their technology was not advanced. We had the advanced technology to make these very special and unique lanterns. So you can see the handicrafts of Zigong, of our masters, are so great. And you see, we are approaching a zone which is very relevant to this year's theme. Here is full of puppies and dogs. Here is called the balloon dogs. This is to recall the memory of our childhood, especially for the people who were born in 1980s to 1990s. Let's have our cameraman approach this dog. Just now, Mr. Lei mentioned sometimes we went to the shops. They will show this dog balloon to the children, the very smaller one. And you see the handicraft and the techniques is very unique. Every single lantern line and the skeleton is very trivial. And you see the angle of the lantern yarn is very flowing. If there is one single mistake in the lantern yarn, it will not be that smoothly and beautiful. The curves of the lantern is really beautiful. And let's move forward and see this one. So how long is this one? It's 8 meters tall. Can I ask how long does it take to make this lantern, and about the materials it will cost? Yeah, it's very difficult to make this lantern. It takes about 2 tons of the steel, and the iron yarn 800 kilograms, and it takes 15 days. So which really tests our masters' patience. We want our viewers to guess how many dogs are here. We can invite one kid to have a guess. This one is about 8 meters high. Let's move forward and find other lanterns. Dear viewers, good evening. I'm CCTV's correspondent Pei Yunfei, and I'm now live streaming on the Signal Microscope and the CCTV and the CGTN. I'm live streaming at Xi'an. We are at the launching ceremony of the Lantern Festival. We are now at the zone of magic dog balloons. Just now, the chief here introduced that it takes 800 kilograms of iron yarn and 2 tons of steel and thousands of meters of cloth. So you can see it really costs much. And it takes about 15 days to make this dog. In the past, we used the traditional techniques. Firstly, we designed it on the paper, and we didn't have computers. We couldn't make the virtual models. So it really took time, and later we improved. And we can showcase a very unique lantern festival, lantern show to our viewers. And now we are entering a new section. You see, it's full of childhood interest. This one is Hello Kitty, and this one is Tulip. Many kids are taking photos here. We want to remind our visitors, please do not touch the lanterns because it's full of electricity. Be careful not to touch the lanterns. Yes, actually, we did protection for these lanterns, but it's better you do not touch it in case of any emergencies. You mentioned the second level of protection. Yes, we prepared for the protection. Let's move forward. This is really a feast for the eyes. And this zone is for the children. This zone is particularly designed for the girls. Hello Kitty, butterfly, and flowers are favored by the girls. And later on, we will see another zone that's especially designed for the boys. Zigong Lantern Show is always oriented in innovation, and you even think about the tastes of the boys and the girls. Like just now, the zone is for girls. Yeah, this is also for gender equality. And this one is a giant butterfly. It's really fantastic. We took 30 days to make this one. Why did it take so long? Dear viewers, let's look at the butterfly wing. The lines on the wings are made of iron yarn, and the cloths are of different colors. And we also did a color treatment. So this is simply butterfly takes 30 days. We see these sets of butterflies. It takes 30 days. Are you satisfied with this? Yes, our work paid off. So, for this giant set, how many bulbs in it? It's for this one, there are 700 bulbs inside. We use LED lights in order to protect the environment, and we use many LED lights. And on my way, I found there are many lanterns in this shape. Is it very special? Yeah, this one is the fantasy planet. You see the LED bulbs on it are to simulate Mars or the Earth. So this one is just like the stars planet, stars clouds. Can the kid go inside? No, it's better not, because there is current, there is electricity. Okay, let's move forward. We heard that lantern has become a pillar industry in Zigong City, and in last single year, the lanterns from Zigong demonstrated to the United States, to the UK, and Germany. Can you introduce this to us? Every year, for the whole year, we demonstrate overseas. And because different countries have different culture, we mainly want to demonstrate Chinese Asian culture. If we are demonstrating in Japan or in Europe, many local residents, they are really interested in Chinese culture.
Ladies and gentlemen, currently we are live at Xi'an Old City Wall. Currently, we already saw one lantern set for girls, and now we are looking at a very big lantern set. Yes, I'm sure you have already recognized it. This is the world of dinosaur. let's not rush into the world of dinosaur, and let's see this lantern set aside. We can see from this direction, although this is a very small curve, it takes a lot of effort. From your perspective, you might see that this is a very normal curve. However, if you want to use metal to make this kind of smooth curve, that was very complicated and difficult. You see here, here, and here. Each metal curve are completely identical, and that requires a lot of craftsmanship. When I'm here at Xi'an to visit the Lantern Festival, I do encourage our dear audience to observe the craftsmanship of the lantern set, especially from the curve of the metals. Now let's enter this world of dinosaur. You can also see that they also have background music that sounds just like dinosaur. Since Zigong is a city of salt and dinosaur fossils, so we combined each features together so that we can boast all of the features of Zigong to all of you. How many dinosaurs are there? Fancy lantern dinosaurs, there are 5. And there are also other kinds of dinosaurs here. For example, this one, the fancy lantern dinosaurs, the design of it is more about the local folk customs in Shanxi. You see the pattern on the dinosaur. You can see the folk customs and also the traditional face dance of Shanxi province, and even some plantations. Thank you, Mr. Lei. We also have a leader from the local government here. Just now we have already appreciated some lantern sets in the lantern fair. Could you also introduce a little bit? Because I know that this lantern fair combines 12 cities. Where are the lanterns going to be exhibited? We organize this lantern festival in 12 cities in cooperation with OCT Group. And in each city there will be more than 100,000 lanterns. And they are all very well received in local cities. Zigong Lantern Fair combines the tradition with modern innovations. When I say modern innovation, we see that we use innovative materials to save energy. We try to beyond ourselves, and also we combine the trendy fashions with the traditional folk customs. You can even find some normal stuff from your life and also the most trendy stuff in the lantern fair. Some of the netizens also ask some questions because they are very interested in this lantern fair. They want to know that because we know that this lantern fair is exhibited in the South Gate in Xi'an, and it will be lasted till the 30th. They are asking where of the lantern festival are going to be on show in other cities, because when they travel to other cities, they also like to go to see. First of all, welcome all of you to visit this lantern fair. For the exhibition cities, we have Xi'an, and for other cities, mostly the Lantern Fair will be exhibited in the OCT. For example, in Yibin, it will be in Yibin City. It's very convenient to go because the fancy lanterns. Because in order to organize this lantern fair in the local cities, all of the city organizers will make it very easier for the tourists to visit. For Zigong, we have top 4 features such as fancy lantern, salt and fossils, etc. I do welcome all of you to appreciate all of the features of it. Thank you very much for your introduction. I'm sure all of you have already known that in Shenzhen, Shanghai, Beijing, the Lantern Festival will be exhibited in OCT Park. And in Guangyuan, Yibin, it will also be displayed as well. For a lantern fair of this kind, we have already exhibited in 100 cities in China, especially in the 80s, back to the reform and opening up policy. We know that a lot of leaders from the central government, such as Deng Xiaoping, have already seen. And also, the Lantern Festival, Lantern Fair was shown in Germany last year and it was very well received. Also, under the leadership of Belt and Road Initiative, the Zigong Lantern Festival have entered several countries. For example, since 2017, the Lantern Fair was exhibited in the countries along Belt and Road strategy, such as in Russia, Southeast Asia, and also Turkey and Africa. The Lantern Fair has entered in 5 continents. Can you also tell the production volume? The volume was about 3 billion. And we have, thank you very much. We will move forward to the next stop. Let's see the beauty of the Lantern Fair. Thank you so much. Now let's go from this direction. We have already visited the world of dinosaurs. And now let's go to the next stop. Let's see what's next. We are currently standing in front of the world of dinosaurs. And from the camera, you can see we have already zoomed in. Let's move to the left, and you can see that we combined a lot of facial mask from the opera feature onto the dinosaur's body. Now we have invited Mr. Cui to give us an introduction. Since you are a professional artist, in your eye, can you tell us a little bit your feeling about this lantern's design? We know that Zigong's lantern has a history of more than 1,000 years old. Previously, the fancy lanterns is more for fun and more for spring festivals. Sometimes you made some small animals and some plants so that to make it more festive. However, we see that as our economy develops, the lanterns are getting more giant, and it's more for exhibition rather than just for fun. just like us painting. Previously, we usually paint small artworks, and now the painting gets bigger and bigger. Can you also talk a little bit, make some comments about the color matching and also styling? Lantern is more about folk arts, so it usually employs colorful colors, especially like green and red, because those colors are more festive. And also, it employs a lot of colors, very abundant colors. Although the color is very colorful, very vibrant, it's still very festive. And we know that this festival, Lantern Festival has been exhibited for 30 years. How do you feel about it? Firstly, I know that it's the lantern show. It's getting bigger and bigger, and it's more industrialized. Because previously we usually employ candles, but now we use more electronic installations. We utilize a lot of technology and the latest innovations. Thank you very much for your introduction, because you mentioned that you talk about the color matching and also the latest trend of this exhibition. Thank you so much. Now let's move forward. We had just interviewed the top artist, Mr. Cui. Now we are still standing in the world of dinosaur. We also had made an appointment with another artist, Miss Qin. Miss Qin is a Qin opera artist. Since you are here as a visitor, how do you feel? Since Spring Festival is approaching, we can feel that the Chinese New Year atmosphere is everywhere. And since Qin opera is also one of the folk customs, because traditionally in the Spring Festival, we usually listen to the Qin opera and also visit the lantern fairs. You see that in the body of the dinosaur, you can see the facial mask from the opera. And you can see that the design combines the tradition. Yeah, I really appreciate this combination. I never thought that you can have this kind of combination. Because when you appreciate the lantern, you can also have a deeper understanding of our traditional features. You mentioned that during Spring Festival, we will listen to the Qin opera and visit lantern fairs. Since you are a Qin opera artist, during your performance, do you have any songs that relates to the lantern fair? Can you sing some? Okay, I will try some, because I have one song that's related to Spring Festival. Let me think. It can be any song that's related to Spring Festival. Okay, I'll just sing one Qin opera.
Chang'an is a very beautiful city, and we really welcome friends from the world to come here and to celebrate the Spring Festival with us. I really thank you. Today is the China's preliminary eve, and we really appreciate you for singing to us. There are many crowds, many visitors around us, and they listened to Ms. Cui's Qing opera. Let's move forward. Be careful, dear cameraman, and you can hear the sound of the dinosaur. This is a simulation of the Jurassic Park. We are entering a new zone. This is a very conspicuous animal. Yeah, it's a dog. And it's a conspicuous clouds. You see, the dog is stepping not only on the clouds, but also some traditional grass and beautiful butterflies and flowers. Let's go through the tunnel. And there are also lights on display here. This is just like the time traveling. And I want our cameraman to go along the city wall. Hundreds of years ago, an ancient princess chose her husband here. And you see in front of us is the Phoenix Lantern. Dear viewers, this one is the Phoenix Gate. It's the second largest lantern in this fair. And apart from the traditional handicraft techniques, there are interactive lights like the tail. It's just like a flying phoenix, and this also shows in the next year Xi'an will have its economy more developed. And let's move forward. I want our cameraman to zoom in the camera and to feature this dog. You can see the colorful lines, the curves on this dog. This one is the dog sending greetings to you. And there is a colorful ball. This one is very innovative. We especially designed this ball because this is very conspicuous in tradition. We want to make our viewers see some innovative designs. This is one of the innovative elements in this fair. Let's move forward along the city wall. Just now, we've visited one section, and let's turn around and watch other exhibitions. There are many visitors today, including the elderly and the kids. Let's move here. Here is the giant lantern. Dear viewers, in front of us is a very modern design. The lights are very colorful, and this giant lantern is 18 meters high. And this has made the record. Yes. These lights can change quickly, and it's very colorful. And in front of us is the giant dog. It changed colors from blue to red and to yellow. And then gradually it turns to red again. And during this changing period, there is music. So you see, it's really harmonious. And let's move upward, and we go back to the city wall. Dear viewers, with our camera you can see we are entering the lantern tunnel, the lantern corridor of wishing. This is also a special design for this lantern fair. Visitors can write their greetings and their wishes here. Many visitors are buying the papers and the lanterns because they want to hang up their greetings. Excuse me, we are from CCTV. We're live streaming. What are you writing on? I'm writing my New Year resolution. Can you read it out? I hope my Mr. Right can travel, can approach me. It's very romantic. Hope you can realize it. Will you stick it to the lantern? They will use a staple to stabilize it. Let's move forward. So you see, many folk activities are really oriented in interactions in order for the visitors' involvement. Many of the lanterns have stickers on. This one is happiness. We are on live streaming, or rather I would like to write something. If, dear viewers, you have any friends who will travel to Xi'an, you can tell them to write their greetings and New Year resolutions here. And there is also foreign visitor here. We are passing through a dark corridor, and during this dark corridor process, we would like to hear more stories about the lantern. So dear viewers can have more knowledge about the lantern. Dear viewers, in the past, the lanterns were mainly made up of branches and bamboos. And these shapes really wasted resources. Currently, in modern age, we change the materials to iron and steel, which can be recycled. And this is also a showcase of the craftsmanship. And if you cannot come to Zigong City, you can also go to foreign cities, because we have exhibitions overseas as well. And there is a lantern set here. It writes Xi'an New Year, Chinese New Year. And these are traditional flowers, and there is a small dog and a small baby. This baby is very popular. The name is Greatness, and he is the safeguard here. He's also the spokesperson of this old city wall. Hope you can also feel the happiness here. Today, we are live streaming and we are giving best wishes to dear viewers. from all over the country, and this is very auspicious. Let's move forward, and you can see there are many greetings. This one is another corridor, and there are really many greetings, stickers of wish here, and someone writes, "Wish my parents health and happiness." If dear viewers also want to write the greetings and wishes to your families, you can come here. I found most of the visitors write, wish a happy and healthy family, and everything goes fine. And happy every day. This visitor is from Korea, but we don't understand the words. I guess it's also a wishes. And wish myself have a better result in exam, in study, and wish you come back home safely. The visitors didn't write their names on. Maybe these greetings can also be our dear viewers' blessings. Because there is a folk saying here, if you don't write your names on the blessings, your wishes may realize. And now we're at the east of the old city wall, and we are continuing the live streaming. Dear viewers, please be well prepared. Because in this zone, there are many innovative lanterns, and there are many great feasts for your eyes. And you see at this gate, it's another auspicious giant dog who is welcoming us. This one is the mysterious dog, and this one is very different from the previous auspicious dog. This one is more solemn. This mysterious dog has a very special eyebrow. We added the smaller LED lights on his eyebrow, and we added the lantern sculpture and the illumination sculpture in order to showcase the trivial things. We didn't hear about this craftsmanship before. And you see on the left, this board is also very innovative. Can you guess what it is? It's like our Earth. And why there are so many curves on this Earth? This is to advocate environmental protection. You see, the curves are also very trivial and beautiful. This is where the techniques of Zigong Lantern Fair lies. These are all steel and iron. All the welding points are very safe. If our ancestors see this modern lantern fair, how many poems will they write? Because in ancient times, there are many poets who would like to write sentences on lantern. And let's move forward. This lantern set is really fashionable as well as traditional. Can you introduce the characteristics of this lantern set to us? Dear viewers, this one is a pair of swans. You see the colors are originated from the ceramics from Jingdezhen town. The techniques used to paint the ceramics? You mean this part, right? The colors are gorgeous here. Yes, this adopts the techniques of glazing. You see, the colors are very gorgeous. And this is also in accordance with the Belt and Road Initiative.
And if we go forward, you will have more surprise. Please pay attention to each fabric on the swan. You can see that each fabric has different color. Although they are both yellow, one is darker, one is lighter. You can see the color changes from light to dark. That's the core of craftsmanship in Zigong. From your introduction, we really have gained an in-depth understanding of the craftsmanship. So, dear audience, I really encourage you to observe the color if you are going to visit the Lantern Fair. Because other than brightening the audience's eyes, the design of this one also maintains the color. And you can see they both have tiara and crowns. Since this is one swan princess and one swan prince, it symbolizes the Valentine's Day. Because previously, Lantern Fair are for our ancestors to date with each other. Okay, let's zoom in with that dragon. This lantern set, it's about the fish becoming a dragon, and it mainly talks about the dragon's son and the transition of the dragon's son, because dragon has 7 sons. During the transition, there are all kinds of fishes and aquatic species. You can see that the fish is 3-dimensional, and it is in addition to the exterior of the main body. Now let's look at here. There is a warning here. Since the lantern set is electrified, please do not touch. All of the lantern sets will be exhibited in 12 cities, including Xi'an, Beijing, Tianjin. Dear audience, when you go into these lantern fairs and take selfies or take photos together with the lantern set, do not touch these lantern sets. Although they are all secondary protections, do not go too close with the lantern set. Did you hear what I just said? No, I didn't. Okay, I'll repeat again. When you visit the lantern fairs, do not touch the lantern sets. Okay, let's look from this direction. We have just visited the transition of Dragon's Song, and they are very colorful. And also, I'm not sure if you can see the fish scale or not. The fish scale does not only stick onto the body, it also is very 3-dimensional. It is called encryption. You see that there is a foreign friend here? Where are you from? I'm from Ethiopia. Are you also from Ethiopia? No, I'm from America. How do you think about this lantern fair? I think it's amazing. Yeah, I think so. It's very beautiful. I'm very interested in the culture here. You see, the lantern from Zigong is the finest under heaven, and it is also the national level intangible assets. Thank you so much for taking this interview. They all can speak very fluent Mandarin, and they mentioned that the Lantern Fair is very beautiful. During the Lantern Fairs, you can see a lot of foreign friends. Okay, can you introduce a little bit of this lantern set? This lantern set we are about to visit, it's about the flowery and the smell of flower and beautiful birds. Yes, we can see that this is also themed about environmental friendly. Because the spring has already approached, and during the spring season you can see beautiful flowers and also vivid birds. You can also see a lot of photographers taking pictures here. Can we look back and take a view of the lantern and also the city wall, because that's a very beautiful view. Okay, let's go forward. In front of us sits the lantern set. Beautiful flowers with birds. When you hear the name of this lantern set, you can already imagine that you will see some birds and flowers. You see in front of us is a very giant lantern set. What's that? It is Qilin. Looking forward to Spring Festival, because Qilin is an auspicious creature from the myth. You can even see that there is one little child on top of the stage, and she is turning around her head. Can you introduce a little bit the 2D to 3D process of this lantern set? The making process of this lantern set is about 40 days, and it takes 12 lantern makers to make it. You can see the patterns on Qilin. It's very complicated. Yes, exactly. That's the Zigong technique. What do you mean by that technique? You need to separate the color so that to stick the papers. You see, we also use encryption technique here. All of the fish scales is three-dimensional, and each metal and each steel on the scale is three-dimensional. Can I touch it? Don't get electrified. You mentioned that this is 3D. When I touch it, I can feel it. And since when we stick the paper, we separate the color to stick it. That's why it's very colorful, and we will try to separate the colors from light to dark. Okay, I've learned another technique. When I touched it, I can feel the 3D of that scale. Can we turn around and zoom in of this beautiful Qilin? Looking forward to spring season. Mr. Lei introduced that in order to make this lantern set, it takes 40 days of 12 lantern makers' work. He specifically emphasized the craftsmanship of Zigong, because currently the protection of craftsmanship in China is not enough, and currently there are less and less lantern makers who can make this kind of technique. we really need your support and respect. Because they've been working very hard and they've been working overtime, even though it snows a lot, snows heavily, they still continue their work. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to enter into the lantern set of beautiful flowers and birds. You can see a lot of birds' cage, and there are some poems on it. This lantern is called King Kong Parrot, and it's surrounded by flowers. What flower is that? It's peony. Yes, when I enter here, I can really feel the spring season has already come. There are all kinds of birds' cage, and there are also other birds. Some normal birds that we are all very familiar with, such as cuckoo, etc. We can see very clearly from the camera that in this lantern set, there are a lot of giant bird lantern sets and also rose lantern set, making this area very festive. Although today it's very cold in Xi'an, it's 0 Celsius degree, we still see a lot of visitors taking photos, and even some foreign visitors here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're sitting in front of the TV, you can see all kinds of images one by one. But if you come here in person, you can have a more visualized view and of the technique. You see the blossoms of flowers embodies a lucky new year and also a prosperous new year. Now let's turn around and let's see the major landscape here, because today we are at the old city wall of Xi'an and we are live streaming for the launching ceremony of Zigong Lantern Fair. Just now, during our introduction of the tour, I'm sure our dear audience have already seen a lot of lantern sets here. Can you also introduce a little bit about the lantern set in Xi'an? If there are some visitors coming here, what should they pay attention to, and what kind of skills should they adopt during the visit? When you visit this lantern fair, please do pay attention to that. You see that when you see the lantern, do not just see the lantern itself. You should pay attention to the color matching and also the shape and style and design. You can see that the flowers are all very three-dimensional. Also try to think about the stories behind the lantern set. Because, for example, when you see the flowers in front of you, you should see that, have I ever seen these flowers in my life? There is also one netizen asking that the lantern fair in Xi'an, how long does it last? Actually, it will last till the end of March. Some also ask about other lantern fairs in other cities. We know that there are also lantern fairs in Beijing, Shanghai, Tianjin, etc. And mostly these lantern fairs will be on show in the OCT Park. If you're interested in this lantern fair, you can have some research online. Can you also introduce a little bit about the lantern fair in other cities? What kind of features should we pay attention to? For Zigong Lantern Fair, it is not just about these traditional lanterns and also traditional techniques. Sometimes we also use some innovative techniques such as ping pong ball and also some medicine bottles, etc. They are all very innovative. If you are interested in this kind of new innovation, please do visit.
I want to mention to our dear viewers again, during today's live streaming, you see the corridor of sending your blessings and greetings. And there is another interaction sector that's to make your own lanterns and bring it here. And the staff here can hang it up for you. This is also for New Year resolutions and blessings. I remember when we were young, we made the lanterns with our parents. Because of the limitations of craftsmanship, we used candles, and it often blows out. And now with the modern techniques, the lanterns here are made of the advanced technology, and they can keep lighting on. I want to also remind our dear viewers, in future, if you come here, please do not touch the lanterns. Even if there is protection material, please still keep a distance from the lantern set. Let's put safety to the first. And dear viewers, today we are live streaming on the old city wall of Xi'an, and that's the end of today's live broadcasting. If you are interested in the Lantern Fair, please come here. And if you are also in Beijing, Tianjin, Shanghai, etc., you can also visit there. Goodbye and thank you.